Hi everyone, Patrick here. Welcome to the new monthly project. This is an art challenge about comic pages, and the art community on my Patreon have been tasked with this challenge and creating them from scratch. There's a lot involved in creating a comic. It has panels, scenes in panels, and then you have to worry about the story and all the text and everything involved. It all has to work together. It's such a huge task, but I thought it would be super fun for this challenge. So my art community over on my Patreon have been tasked to this challenge and gone away and did their thing. I'm really excited to check them all out, all of the entries. Before we get into it, I want to explain the story because it's actually a really, really cool story. Friend of mine, Alex Tripp, he came up with it. We were kind of brainstorming together. We were just chatting and what could we do? We knew that we wanted to do a Spider-Man story, so that was a really good start. Let me read what Alex had come up with. So it's called Spider-Man, Hands of Sand, Heart of Stone, The Sandcastle by Alex Tripp. So page 1 and the first panel. It's an establishing shot, quite wide, and the location is Coney Island. And it's a bright sunny day, crowded beach, and amidst the peace, there's chaos brewing. In the background, we're going to have Spider-Man battling Sandman, so they're a big fight. So it really starts off with a really cool action scene. That's fun, drawing stuff like that. Spider-Man versus Sandman. And then in the next panels or so should focus on a young girl building a sandcastle, just enjoying the sunny day at the beach with her family. And she just finished her sandcastle, put a little seashell on top. But in the background, Spider-Man takes a direct hit from Sandman, and he's just launched straight through. Spider-Man's body smashes through the girl's sandcastle, obliterating it in an explosion of sand and shells. The little girl freezes, her wide eyes filling with tears. Then she lets out a shaky sob. Sandman stands nearby, fists still clenched, but something in his expression shifts. Panel 5, Sandman lowers his fists, staring at his calloused, sandy hands. A ghostly memory overlays him of his own daughter around the same age at the beach, just memories, and it really changes his mood. In panel 6, Sandman kneels in front of the little girl, and his hands are pushed into the ground, into the sand, and his body shifting fluidly as he begins to reshape the ruins. Spider-Man stands nearby watching with confusion, arms still raised as if he's expecting another attack. But he's like, this is new. And then panel 7 would be an incredible sandcastle rises, bigger and more intricate than any human hands could create. Tall towers, arching bridges. Other beachgoers gather around watching in amazement. The little girl wipes her tears, eyes wide, and she's mesmerized. And big smile on her face. And Spider-Man fires his webs and reinforces that, the sandcastle as well. So he's kind of taking part in that. And Spider-Man tilts his head to Sandman. You could do a lot more of this, Sandman smirks slightly but says nothing. And then panel 9 is Sandman dusting off his hands. He and Spider-Man share a silent look. Then they exchange a fist bump, and it's more of a respect thing. And the little girl's beaming with joy. So, it's got a real, it ties it all up. It starts with an action scene. You got in the middle the shock of they ruined the sandcastle and tears. So there's it hits, the mood. And then it really wraps up with a big, uprising, all the joy and amazement and a really good message, I think. So such a strong story, something perfect for 1 or 2 pages. So I'm pretty excited to see what everybody has come up with. Alex did such a great job of this story. And I'm just super excited. So let's check them out and get straight into it. And I'm going to give some feedback on anything that I kind of see. So I'm not going to select certain people this month. I'm just going to kind of go through all of the submissions and just call out, give some feedback where I could. So cool. All right, let's check them all out. Okay, I just want to let you all know I have not seen any of these submissions yet. just the brief thumbnail, like just a glimpse of those as I downloaded them. I have not actually looked. So it's quite fresh to me. I want to have the fresh reaction. So let's get straight into it. All right, first up is Paul Chury. Let's have a look. Oh, wow. This is cool. Yeah, I like what you've done here. Fully drawn up. I can tell you may not have had time to color it, but that's totally fine. That's cool. So the layout of this is great. I really like this. You've also done, there's a full piece here. So you've colored this. This is great. This is the big finisher. And then you've got the full comic panel. I love it. So cool to see. So let's have a look one by one. Big fight going on. Very cool. Little girl making the sandcastle smash straight through. Then you've got, he's like, oh, what have I done? He feels like kind of bad about it. Oh yes, the memories flooding back. You've managed to fit this entire story into one page. Very hard to do. I love how it's like, yeah, they're like working together here. Love the way it's kind of shaping, they're sculpting it. Spider-Man's kind of helping him here. There we go. That's the final product. And then boom, fist bump. That's cool, mate. So it's very clean. The way you've drawn, the line work's super clean as well. Very nice. I'll give some feedback. So I think having the first two panels, they're kind of very similar. Now, the way it does work, I'll give the positives, is you've got the same scene twice, so that the background doesn't change. The scenery is exactly the same. The characters are what move, which is very cool because it works like an animation. It's like, one frame and the next frame. Very cool. But I think for a comic, it would have been really cool and more dramatic, more impactful, I think, if it was like a cut and it was switched to a different, like a side shot of Spider-Man getting absolutely slammed, with the fist punching him, and you can see the impact more, maybe have more of a close-up, and maybe even if you broke it into 3 frames, or you had a floating one up here, and maybe the girl's reaction. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like we lose a lot of impact of Sandman himself. See, to me here, he looks like a normal guy punching. There's no real Sandman effects, because he can really shapeshift and have incredible length in his arms and really lunge that whole fist out. So you could have used this whole space here, for instance, if you did want to keep this setting, and had like a big sand swoosh of an arm, like a giant arm swooshing up through here. Let me show you. It's super rough, but you see what I mean? So something like that would work really cool apart from that. So that one there is, like I said, a little bit too normal, of a normal sized kind of guy. You can't see the abilities as much. So I'd really exaggerate it, especially for a comic. Just go absolutely bonkers with it, and you want it to stand out from a distance even, just like now you can really see, bam, Sandman. Especially if this was coloured and it was all yellowy and stuff. So that works well there. But yeah, I think that kind of thing would work much better for that. Just looking at this as well, now I think about it, this shot here also, as the intro kind of shot, I personally probably would have, I've taken them out, I would have had it more dramatic as well. So you could still have them the same size, I would say, probably, but you want it to be way more dramatic, up into the title even, something like that, I reckon, maybe, way more dramatic and kind of crazy. So really playing up on the powers, I reckon, of Sandman. Just exaggerate the absolute heck out of them, you know what I mean? That's my opinion for the first 2 panels, I think. I like this, but I'm not sure about the expression here, to be honest. The face of just Sandman himself, his expression reads more like a teenager who's done something wrong, like he's in trouble. You'd have a lot more impact if it was more like a heartfelt, you could feel like he feels terrible. He's like, oh no, like shattered, like what have I done? Or, that kind of thing. It's the biting the lip, I think, that gets me, I think. So, and that's fine. It's just my personal opinion, but that's what I see. And this here as well, to be honest, I think the expression of just kind of looking up slightly in the sky almost looks like he's smirking as well. It's just the expression I don't think reads too right. And looking into the memory, I personally probably would have had him maybe his head in his hands, more somber, like really kind of more of a heartfelt, you want that feeling. You want it to like sink in. Do you know what I mean? And so he's kind of upset with his head in his hands. He's kind of upset, or he's just thinking like, what have I done? And then the memory popping up behind would work really well, I think. And it also looks like Spider-Man can see the memory, which is, I don't know, that's kind of confusing me a little bit as well. And I'm sorry, I'm really ripping this to pieces a little bit. I'm so sorry, but I wanted to critique it properly, and I don't want to like hold back. So I think it's better to do it this way. So please forgive me if this is too brutal. But this as well, I feel like this here, I'm confused by the boulder kind of sand, because it looks to me, when I first glanced this, all I saw was, him holding this rock shape, and then it's like an idea of a sandcastle. It doesn't look like it's, to me, it doesn't look like it's what's happened. So this should be more like here, grounded. I would have personally had his hands in the bottom, maybe, and he's like really forcing. You can just see them, and maybe some swirls of sand going around it to look like it's being formed. So this could have actually been here, and like it's building up, and then the final one could be like complete and no swirls and no effects around. That's personally what I would have done, and more focus on the girl's face and the big smile. You could probably have had like a side panel where it's just her grin, and she's super happy now, because you want sad and then happy. Just that contrast between expressions would really sell the story. So, yeah. But apart from that, I really love everything here. The line work, the art. I love the fist bump. Yeah, you've done a killer job here. Really, really great work there. I especially love this, especially with all the colours. It's great to see it full colour. Awesome work there, Paul. I hope that's okay, and don't take any of this to heart, please. I really, really just want to help you. Oh, wow. Okay. Patrick DeThomas. This is really cool. I just saw this for the first time. I have not seen it. I love this. Coney Island Beach, yes. Spider. Oh, yep. I can see you got the action there. Focus on the little girl. Perfect. Really good. Bam. And then, oh yes, that is cool. Really good shot there of him getting blasted and smashing into the girl's sandcastle. See, I think 2 pages is great. You got the teary eyes. Great. Yep. Very good. I like the way this is all laid out. Straight to the point. See, I'll talk about it in a second. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I see. Oh, nice. You've even got the webbing. Yeah, he's done some extra stuff with the webbing. I didn't even think of that kind of stuff. An umbrella. That is perfect. A little spider throne. Very cool there. I like that. Yeah, nice. This is really cool, Patrick. I like the way you've done this. All right, let me give you some feedback. I'll give you some tips on what I can see. The way I would probably, anything I can help to improve this. So the first thing I thought of, I like the Coney Island, like the long shot here. This is great. First thing I can see though, it's just not detailed enough. So this is the kind of shot here where it's one of them ones you could spend a lot of time really just drawing out the entire setting properly. Like I'm talking about sidewalks, bins, benches, and I know it's a lot of work. Even people, it's just too plain at the moment. And also, to be honest, the fight itself, like Spider-Man and Sam, very small, hard to see. At first, I didn't know they were there, to be honest. I didn't know there was even action going on. So I would have made them more prominent, whether you bring them closer to the camera. Still keep the shot the same, but have them closer and like boom, boom, like big fight. Start off with an impact, like bam. And then you get the shot of the little girl, the building. See, here as well, this is just my opinion. I feel like it's too much focus. It's like all of a sudden you go from, okay, into the fight, and then, oh, little girl. And now I know that's the story, but it needs to have an easier approach. So what you would probably do is maybe have a shot of the little girl on the beach, like a big establishing shot. So it kind of just eases you into, because it's kind of, the story breaks too quick. It gets confusing. Why am I seeing a little girl? And then you finally lead into, oh, that's why. Which is fine, but storytelling wise, and I think storyboarding wise, you kind of want to ease into those. It's like a transition, Kind of like how when Paul did it here, and you've got that shot. This is like an easier transition, the fight, and then it leads into, oh, there's a little girl on the beach also. So that's like you're easing into the next shot. And then boom, I like this one. Really love that, how he gets slammed. And boom. See, I like the way these work together. And then it's the shock of like, wow. That's really cool. I personally would probably have Sandman in the distance here, like back. Here is good. I really like this. I probably would have had some tears dripping out slightly. And maybe some of the more destruction of sand there to really tell the story. And maybe even Spidey's leg, like here, just to show that he's really laying in that shot. And he's just in the sandcastle and it's destroyed. And then that's good. I like the look of his face there. But he kind of looks a little too, what do you call it, stoic? It's not expressive enough. He needs to feel more like bad about it, or like, and then, yeah. And then it leads into him. I like this. That is great. Great shot there. But this here, I got a little bit confused. I was like, what? She's already smiling. It's like she's kind of gotten over it already. And she's smiling at him. I get what you're getting at. It's more like, help me. Let's make another one. But she doesn't know that he's even capable of that at this point. She's just sees this scary man who's just helped destroy her castle. So that didn't make sense to me, that bit there. Why she's happy and she's kind of going along with it. And then Spidey's going like, so this here I kind of got a bit like, oh, that didn't really make sense to me. But then they help and make the castle. So, and there's the big smile. I like the cheesy grin. But that's it. Out of all honesty, that's the bit that threw me off, was this here. But yes, I like the way you've set all that up. Yeah. Artwork's great. Well drawn. I really like the way you render. Really good render there. To be honest, I don't like how the webbing is dark grey. It's very dark grey. I would have had it more of a white, like a lifted up kind of white, whispery webbing kind of look to it, rather than black. It looks like Venom's webs. Do you know what I mean? Like it's very dark. That's my only opinion on that. But really great work overall. I think you've done a good job. Yeah, awesome stuff. It's so cool to see these all put together, the full story. That is so cool, Patrick. Awesome stuff. I hope those tips help, and please don't take any of it the wrong way. It's all supposed to be for growth. Okay. All right, next up, Cy. Oh, this is cool, Cy. I really like what you've done here. I love the way you've done this big establishing shot here, big wide shot. You can see a lot of interactions. Very impressive skyline, and like the perspective in that shot is impressive. I really love that. That's so cool. Kylie Island Beach, perfect summer day, until it isn't. A little girl playing, cool. Yep. See, that there is a nice transition. You get a shot of her, like a long shot, and then it's like honed in on her. So you kind of eased into the story more. It's like really easing into that. And then it's like, boom. All of a sudden, oof, not the face. I love this action shot here, that of them together. That is a really, really cool shot there. Professional. Looks like it's straight out of a comic. And then boom, crunch, smash. Straight through the sandcastle. Really like that one, mate. Oh, I was looking for the next panel, but that's it. I just read your email as well. And you mentioned this is all you could get up to. But that's cool, mate. I'm stoked that you even got this far. It really made me want to look at more. I was like, oh man, I was really keen to see the next page. That's cool. You've got a great art style, and the way you've done Spidey looks so cool. Like I could see this in a comic. I love the look on her face. Love it. Yeah, it's a shame, man. It's okay. It's fine. I know we could. It's not. 1 month to get all this done. That's a big ask. All right, let me give you some feedback on what I can see so far. So I think my only suggestion, I actually don't have too much to say about any of this, but my only suggestion would be to, I would have loved to see maybe a distant shot of the fight here or somewhere, like up here or here or something, some kind of scuffle or some kind of chaos, maybe some silhouettes of people looking and going like, oh, what is going on here? And then you see like boom, or like some chaos busting through the trees or around this area and then leading into the beach. Do you know what I mean? Because it's almost kind of like perfect, and then it's like all of a sudden, it's almost like you've switched to a whole different comic for a second. It's like calm, boom, which is fine. I think it works, but I still think it would have been better to lead in a little more, like hint that something's going on, but it's a perfect day. And then it's like, that's just my personal opinion. And I love the setup here. Yeah, I don't really have any kind of critiques. I feel like maybe there's a little bit too much sand texture bursting through the comics here. It becomes a little too messy. It is cool because it makes sense. It's Sandman. It's bursting through the comic. Very cool, but it's just, a little too much. Yeah, I don't have too much to say. Probably just that the trees are overlapping the umbrellas here, so it's confusing me a bit. These trees should be further back, but there's some bushes overlapping. I think that might just be a slight little mistake there. It's okay. The size placement of these silhouette people are a little off. So these ones should be much bigger. These ones are about fine. But these and these are the same size, even though they're like, the perspective's not right for those. The only other little problem I would say is this little guy here. I think it's supposed to be a kid because he's a little smaller than this one. It's just the sizing of each person is a little off. And he looks kind of muscly, a little bit like he's got some traps going on there. He's a little tank of a kid. That's fine. I'm just saying the sizing's a little off. Her are about perfect, I'd say, in size, but this one's looking like a little bit too small, and the people in the back. But yeah, that's about it. I think the rest is great. I really love everything here. Awesome work there, Si. I love it. I'll leave it there. All right, I'm about to flip to Cyril's, and that is the last one. I have not seen this. I've just saw a glimpse of a thumbnail. Oh, wow. Oh, this is huge. Hang on, there's a few. Let me have a quick look. Wow, you've laid it all out into actual, like books and stuff, like examples. I love that. Pages. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, thank you. You've sent some sketches as well, like your rough setups. That's a good idea, showing how you kind of come up with it. All right, where will I start? Let's start with this one. This is page 1. Coney Island beach, a perfect day until it was... Yeah, man, this is crazy. I love how you've drawn everything here. This almost reminds me of Where's Wally? The way you've drawn everyone in detail, like it's enough to be like suggest it's the beach. You know, it's all drawn. This is nice kind of way of like putting it all together. Love this. I can't stop looking. I want to just keep looking at everything here on the beach. Very nice there. Very cool. Let's have a look. Little girl, yep, leading it. Ah, nice. Got the battle there. Very cool. I love this guy with the ice cream cone. See the interactions with people. That's something really cool I haven't seen yet. And that's awesome. I love that. Bam! Really a direct hit. I love the shot here of him getting slammed. Nice close up of Spike. See, that just reads from zooming out. Very impactful shot there. Close up of Spidey's face. Very good pose of Sandman smashing him. Oof, not the face. And then straight through the little sandcastle. That is cool. Straight through. Wow. Oh, that's cool. Yep. Holding his hands. He's very upset. Perfect. Great. Memories of the little girl. She loved the beach too. Yeah. Number 2. Here we go. Next page. This is new. Oh, nice. He's kind of offering it. Like, look what I can do. That's cool. Sub. This is new. Yeah, nice. There we go. Look at that. Oh, whipping right into it. That's cool. The way this... Look at him. See, that's cool. Really putting the hands through the sand. Just working just absolute magic. Even Spider-Man's surprised. Really love the way that works there. Little girl's amazed. So that really good way of telling the story here in one shot of the little girl's amazement and Spidey and him working his magic. Very cool. You could do a lot more of this, you know. Yeah, he's impressed. Very cool. We haven't quite got the shot of Spidey helping with the thwipping, but that's fine. That's okay. I think it's very cool that Sandman does most of the work anyway. Thumbs up. Yep. She loves it. The strongest thing we can do is building something that lasts. Yeah. Yep. Her impression of that is going to last. So that's something to pass on. I really love the way that worked there. She's amazed. And this helps. I really like the little love heart too. And I like how you didn't have to repeat the entire, sandcastle. You leave a lot to the imagination. And you can just have like an amazing, just a small portion of that shown. Very clever. That's very clever. And saving yourself a lot of work as well. Sometimes it's very smart to leave a lot to the imagination. Yeah, you've outdone yourself with this, Cyril. I think this is amazing. I love what you've done here. Hands of sand, heart of stone. Very, very well put together, mate. I love seeing it in like a full comic page like this too, and laid out like that. Unreal. That is so cool. Cyril, make sure I give him a follow over here. Instagram. That is unreal stuff. You've done a really good job there. Let me see if there's any kind of feedback I could offer you on this, but I don't know. I think colors wise, maybe, look, I could be wrong, but I feel like the blue could be more saturated. Like it's slightly too dull, maybe. Am I wrong? I don't know. That's such a subtle thing. I really like this. Only other thing is probably in the face, the drawing in the face, just slightly, maybe in the eyes, slightly too cross-eyed. I feel like we could still work with it, but let me show you and show you what I mean. I'd personally probably just, it's mainly the other one there, yeah, like that. That just feels more natural to me rather than that. Do you know what I mean? So if I just zoom out a little, it just eases up on it, I feel like. Otherwise it just kind of looks slightly too goofy. Do you know what I mean? Like it's almost too deliberate the way her eyes are crossed. And that's the only thing I could say about that. I'd probably just adjust the mouth slightly as well. I'll just show you. So I just slightly adjusted it. I felt like it needed to wrap around the head a little bit more. It was a little bit too much mass, I think, around here, or just sized up a little bit too much. So I kind of just shrunk this portion of it and then brought this smile up slightly more. Yeah, just little tweaks like that I think help big time. The rest is good. And another thing, I just felt like Sandman himself here could have been maybe just a little bit more impactful. Like use this space. There's a lot of empty space there. I would have used it, exaggerated it, gone crazy. Spider-Man can stay the same, but I feel like more impact with Sandman like this would be pretty cool. Make use of his sand, go crazy with it, and then boom. I wouldn't change anything here. I really love that. I'd probably I feel like Spider-Man's wrist is too wobbly and spaghetti-y. You know what I mean? I'd just straighten that, put a bit more strength in there, like in the bone. Here, I think the girl's legs are a little too thick, just through these parts here, just in the thigh areas, just a little too thick in there. So I thin that out. I like her reaction and all of that. I didn't realize it was an Avengers bucket. That's cool. I like little Easter eggs like that. Spider-Man looks awesome. A little bit too much of mass through the back of the heel there. It's a bit too chunky. That's good. I like that. Her ear should be lower. I'd probably put it around here. It's just raised up a little too high and close to the eyes. So I'd probably lower the ear down about there. Now that'd be perfect. Something about Sandman here is a little off for me, and I think it's the neck muscles. Yeah, there we go. I hope you can see that. I feel like it's just, he needs to have, the trap muscles here need to be a lot more thinned in. Like they're a little too hulkish up through here. You see how there's no actual neck there? So it needs to go through here, stop, and then go up. The neck needs to come up through. And then, yeah, these neck muscles that come down through here, there's the Adam's apple. And they always come up like a little V, basically. Yeah, so these little muscles, the neck muscles, come up, and they come up literally like a V around the side and kind of hug the Adam's apple, basically, like that, and curl up through there. and then you can have your neck, drop in, and then that, and there's your trap muscles up through here. So I hope that helps. And then have that kind of this side bit. You need more of a connection line, so the neck, and then that folds behind the neck. Whereas before it's kind of like it just stops and then it's up to the neck. That we need more of an obvious like continuing down and then have it fold behind the neck. Just more perspective in it, I think. Too much mass, too hulkish through here. So anyway, hope that helps. That's really all I can see in that one. Really love the way this works here. I like how he's still ready to fight. He's like, what are you doing? I like this shot. I really like this shot all through here. It's such a minor thing, but I feel like the scene needs to be more alive. Maybe some seagulls in the sky, some people in behind. Remember the guy with the ice cream cone and stuff like that? Maybe you should have him standing there, like maybe he's dropped the cone in amazement, and they're just kind of watching and observing these people. But you could silhouette them out. You don't want them to take over the scene. This needs to be the focus. But I mean, you want the scene to be more alive. It's too blank, a little bit too blank. That's just my opinion. And then, I love this. I would not change anything about this whole scene. Really love that. Maybe a couple of seagulls. I love this. Yep, I love that. Love this shot. So you can see how tall the sandcastle is. I like this. I personally probably would have had him fist bumping. I feel like the fist bump has more of it's such a bro, like a respect thing. Thumbs up's more like a passing by, like, yep, good job. But a fist bump is like, man, bro, like, good job. And like, there's way more respect and feeling in a fist bump. I don't know why. That's just my opinion there. I keep saying that. But love the little girl's reaction there and everything. Yeah, there's not much else I could change. I think you've done an outstanding job on this whole thing. Really love it. And that is all the submissions. That is all of them. There wasn't too much this month. I understand it was a big task, huge task. So it might have been a bit overwhelming for a lot of people as well. I will keep it simple next time round, but I think this was an important task, very challenging as well. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun with this. Personally, I would love to draw this up one day myself. This comic idea there. Yeah, I just like the story. It's definitely something that I'm going to latch onto. This is Alex's story. So for anyone who wants to pass it on or like share this, please credit Alex Tripp. His Instagram is trip_design_studio. And that's Alex Tripp's Instagram. Please give him a bit of a nod there for his awesome story. He really did great with this. Just came up with it on the spot. Helped me out big time. Once we were brainstorming, it was just so cool. All right. Very cool. I like seeing comics come together like this. Very impressive work, everybody. I hope any of those tips helped that I had. And if you're new to monthly projects, you'd like to join in on these, feel free to jump on board at patreon.com/Patrick Brown. And you can jump in. There's always new themes every month. And we also do art comps. And I do feedback frenzy videos where I just give everybody feedback every month. And there's a lot. I give out art on my artwork files and tutorials and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much. Awesome work, everybody.